to ensure equality in Ethiopia? Are you saying that?
The best thing is opinion and no best thing relatively. The best thing is it's your opinion, right? So for me, federalism is a very good option.
So far, so good.
Yeah, so far, so good. But, you know, for federalism to be true, there are criteria to be considered. There are a lot of things missed in this country. For federalism to be true, there must be a democracy. And a democracy is a word involving equality, involving justice, involving respecting each other, and involving the application of rule of law. If there is these values in a country, there is the real democracy. If there is a real democracy, like respecting one's values, like one's language, like one's attitude, your own language, your own culture must be respected. I can take a very good analogy like a neighbor, right? We got a neighbor, yes? In a neighbor, there is a big contact with each other. When you come to your home and when you go out of your home,
every day and every night.
Every day and night, dawn and dusk, there is a big contact. If you are a good neighbor, so you salute. You say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and then next, you may invite your friend to your home, maybe to dinner, maybe to lunch, to breakfast, and to coffees. And above it, you come to understanding each other, respecting each other, loving each other comes later on. So that you rely on your neighbor, and sometimes you leave your home to him. That's to you. I'm not here. I'm not nearby, okay?
You trust him.
You trust him. It's a very good analogy for neighbors who respect each other. Herein, it means there is democracy, respecting, loving each other. This must be applied for our country. A bad example is that when you don't trust your neighbor, you close your door like a nail door, or you don't salute. All right?
Gaps are being created.
The gaps are being created, and then you give him a cold shoulder, right? You don't salute him. You don't give him a word. Then you live in a closed door policy. What I'm to say with a closed door policy is like, you know, this is the word to be used in management, that leaders close the door and do better work in order not to be interrupted by others, right? But when I say closed door policy here, if there is no such respect, if there is no understanding each other, if there is no relying on each other, if there is no working together, all right? So the least option, I'm not saying the best, the least option is closing your door. The equivalent is Article 39 of Ethiopian Constitution.
Secession.
Yeah, secession.
All right, let's be back to your book. And in your book, you wrote many history of many heroes, biography of many heroes, including General Tadesse Buru, General Wako Gutu, and many others. And one that surprised me is about a boy called Gameda, and on Recha festivity on 2015, I think, when many people were, I can say, caught, massacred, killed there. He said, down, Wayani down.
Down.
You wrote about that boy.
Yeah.
Why that boy?
Yeah, I've known the boy with his deed, with his what he did, right? Yeah, sometimes you know people physically, and sometimes you know people with their activities, with what they do. So what he did is unforgettable. That's why I wrote about his history.
What do you mean by that, unforgettable?
Unforgettable means, as I mentioned before, as a nation, you live for your history. And history is a history, actually. It is recorded or it is memorable, all right? But you know, some histories are unforgettable. You never forget for a second. A history related with your development of your language is not forgettable. For example, Afaan Oromoo has become the language of education, instructional media. That is started by Ibsa Guttama during transitional government.
Minister of Education.
Yeah, while he was Minister of Education during transitional government, he did his efforts to make Afaan Oromoo instructional media the language of instruction. So this is not forget. This is not forgettable. The other is Qubee, Afaan Oromoo alphabet, has come to us with great effort, made by different scholars. A great person is Dr. Haile Fida. Haile Fida has made a big research with other scholars that he studied how to write Afaan Oromoo, and then they designed Qubee or Afaan
the Latin alphabet.
Afaan Oromoo alphabet. And the same thing has been repeated by Dr. Muhammad Rashad Abdulle. And the same thing has been repeated by Sheikh Bakri Sapalo. So in Oromo language history, the histories like these are unforgettable.
Talking about Afaan Oromoo, we should talk about Aster Ganno and Onesmus Nasib, Sheikh Bakri Sapalo, Sheikh Rashad Abdulle, actually Doctor, Haile Fida, and many others. That's what I'm telling.
Right, definitely. And the other issue is the issue related with the struggle against, you know, the reigns we're talking about, against the forceful governments past. So there are a lot of scholars, there are a lot of heroes like Tadesse Birru. They were struggling for the freedom of Oromo. They were struggling to make Oromo equal with the other people, equal with the other nation. The struggle started by them, and the struggle the Kairos and the Karis are making right now is not targeted to the superiority of Oromo. They're all targeted to the calorie of humankind, to the calorie of nation and nationalities. They all mean that we are all human beings, first. Second, we are living in the same country. We are Ethiopian. As Ethiopian, we need freedom. We have our own values, language, religion, attitudes. All this must be respected.
But free brothers to live together freely.
Free brothers to live freely in the same country, respecting each other.
In a free country.
In a free country. That's what they were struggling for. And the same, we are repeating the same. So this is to mean that the Oromos are not, the Oromos haven't pushed anyone else. The Oromos are not again pushing someone else, but embracing anyone, living with anyone, and have lived with anyone else, and still we are struggling for freedom and equality.
And you categorized, even in writing, you started with Brigadier General Tadesse Birru Kenne, and also categorized artists, scholars, and even the living politicians. In most cases, autobiography, not biographies of people who passed away that people write. But you wrote, including the history of Professor Marara Gudina, Bulchad Meksa, Daud Ibsa, and many others. Why the living ones?
Yeah, you know, there is a very good saying in English, you know, psychologically there are two kinds of people, pessimists and optimists. As we all know, the optimist, the saying says that the optimist is give due attention on the part of the donut to be eaten. They don't worry about the size of the whole of the donut. But the other side, the pessimist is focus to measure the size of the whole of the donut. Okay? their concern is not to eat the donut, the part of the donut to be eaten. Their focus is to look through the whole and to talk about the whole. What I'm going to say about that is, honestly speaking, there is a change, and for a change, it is a nature. Sometimes nature by itself brings change. Sometimes people bring change. Honestly speaking, now there is a change for me, a big change. A big change as freedom is considered. A big change as Afan Oromo language is considered. A big change as one's opinion is considered. We speak freely like a democratic country, though there are some limitations. I'm not saying we got no freedom 100%. There might be some limitations and some gaps. But you know, when you talk about reality, there is a change. If there is a change, who are behind the change? Those heroes must be appreciated. Dr. Abiy must be appreciated. Mr. Lamma must be appreciated. Mr. Jawar must be appreciated. Atodegu must be appreciated. And the other leaders of the change must be considered. That's why I'm writing the living heroes. So sometimes in developed countries, people are rewarded by their people. The leaders are rewarded by their people. This must be taken as example in our country too. So we have to appreciate our leaders when they do something good. That's why I'm writing the living heroes.
Why did you write about Workitu then, from Wallo?
Oh, you know, the history of Workitu is very controversial. Whatever is it, history is history. History is something undeniable. History is something done. History is something which has got evidence. History is something that you can grasp and test. History is a part of events that is researchable. So, Workitu has done something to the freedom of Oromo as Wallo Oromo is considered. So, she has put her efforts to struggle against a forceful government in order to bring all the society together, in order to bring uniformity, in order to bring oneness among the nations of Ethiopia. She has made a great effort. So, as women struggle is considered, we do have some heroine behind the heroes. And there is a big saying in English, there is he inside she, and there is no she without he.
Wow.
When some people now write the word S-H-E, there is he inside she, and there is no she without he. When you cancel S, there is no she. So this is a very good example to say that the heroes appreciated and written in my book are not heroes with absence of heroines. So there are some heroines to be appreciated, to be considered. That is why I give some consideration to heroines like Workitu, Asli Oromo, and Aster Gano, who wrote the Bible in Afan Oromo
with Onesmus Nasib or
with Onesmus Nasib or Abagamichis before 100 years.
Yeah.
Unthinkable, you know, unthinkable. This is the dynamic mind, that thinking that language values equality. This is the mind that thinking democracy must be there. So we do have some people who think dynamically before 100 years that this country needs democracy, equality with every aspect. That's why Workitu is considered.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
And let me talk about this book. Probably the director absolutely sees the book, and it says Fire Oromia, Joel of Oromia or Beauty of Oromia. I'm not talking about the details of the book, but the cover page, the back cover, talks about Lamma Magersa is a poem. Lench Oromia, Abba Biyya, Mata Oromo, Moti Oromo, Abba Sena, Abba Sera, Magarsa biyya abdii Oromiyaa gaachana biyya keenya abdii hunda keenya rabbirraa kennaa keenya sanyii taaddee birruu abbaa milkii abbaa murtii.
And it reads down.
Lama Magarsa. The first letters read Lama Magarsa.
Yeah.
Why Lama this way? Why?
Well, Lama is a hero for me, a hero for Oromos, a hero for every nation, a hero for Amara, Oromo, Gurage, Tigray, and all nations and nationalities and peoples of peoples of Ethiopia. And he's a hero of Africa, and he's a hero of glove to me.
Why?
Good. To say somebody a hero, there are some parameters, right? When you live for others, this makes you different.